Wow, wow. What an intro. First of all, before I go ahead and introduce myself, before I introduce my partner here, can we please give it up for Rick real quick? Rick, we see you here. Shrek, shout out to you. I miss seeing your name in the chat. For all of you who are going to pull up tonight, welcome to a brand new episode of 27 Outs. As always, I am Ivan alongside Stefan. Wow, man, just look around. Brand new everything, brand new intro, brand new backdrop. Did you see the previous episode that I hope you guys enjoyed with Xavier Scruggs? Shout out to him for stopping by. Chef Mamba, I see you. Stefan, how you feeling, bro?
Well, I'm good, brother. It's playoff baseball in March. I cannot complain, man. I cannot complain. I'm very happy. Razor, we hate to do this to you, but you killed that, my boy. So, um, if anybody goes back to the beginning and sees these new graphic packages and sees the new layout, Rick did all that. Shout to him. Graphic designer extraordinaire. So we had to give you out your flowers, man. And
For real.
off the rip. Speaking of off the rip, because this is a little story time out here. We're gonna get to the baseball in a second. USA's putting an ass whooping on Mexico right now. Somebody wanna go help these brothers. You know what I mean? PR is doing it to Cuba right now. So you know what I mean?
PR did it to Israel earlier today.
Did they? God man. um Quick story time though. So I'm home, watching these games, getting myself prepared, bro. So mom hits me up and says, "Yo, what do you want for dinner? Because I'm out and about and I'm not gonna come home to cook." Brother, when she walks in, see when mom starts smiling, it's good. She walked in here with some arroz con andula a beef stew. Brother, when I tell you I was in heaven, bruh, I ain't talked for about a good 10 minutes.
Yo, I think that's perfect, especially when you consider the World Baseball Classic and all these countries coming together. That's the perfect meal, bro.
The only thing that was missing was the totones, bro.
Right.
And it would have been it. And then she goes, "Since I know you're recording tonight, I wanted to give you some like comfort food." I was like, "Oh, you did that. You did. We comfortable, all right." Yo, fam. She tried to put me to sleep before the show even got started, bro. It's bad. It's bad, bro.
Yo, I gotta be honest with you, bro. And I don't know if you feel this way right now. I certainly feel this way.
Oh, smothered
Chat,
chicken sounds good,
we
man.
we missed you guys, so we hope you guys missed us as well. But one thing that I do want to say, Stefan, because we did do our previous episode last week with Xavier Scruggs, as I mentioned. But this right here, it kind of feels like we haven't done this in so long, Like I know we're gonna get into the baseball. Tonight is gonna be, one of those long shows, and
For
rightfully
sure.
so, right? We
No,
haven't been here for
yeah,
so
we've been
long.
here for a minute.
But I'm like, damn, like, yo, we haven't seen the chat. Like, sooner or later, Shrek is gonna hit us with one of his jokes, like it never fails, But I say that because so to bring you guys back, now you got look at us sharing stories now. You got Stefan sharing stories, I'm sharing stories now. To take
Hey,
you
man.
guys back though, Stefan reaches out after I think like he's 3 to 4 days into like dealing what he had going on in terms of illness. And I'm like, damn, bro. Mind you, at the time, I'm good. Nothing happened to me yet. And then I want to say maybe like 2 to 3 days later,
He caught
I
what
end up with something similar. And I'm like, damn, now it's both of us. So
Yo,
while I was waiting for him to come back, that didn't turn out well because I got hit in the ass too. And that's why we didn't do a show for so long, folks.
kick
So
square in the ass, bro.
we are sorry. I mean, we came back in a big way, honestly. I know we have a lot to talk about here tonight, but if you combine that interview with what tonight's show is gonna bring, listen, we on that gas pedal now.
For sure, man. Like the only thing that stops us is illness. Like I gotta be deathly sick
I
to
agree.
not even want to get to here, right? Like I gotta be to the point where like, all right, I'm tapped out. Yo, I had the night sweats. That's how bad it was, bro. Like night sweats bad. Like I felt like I was just like, yo, dog, I'm this is terrible.
I had 2 nights actually where I was sweating in my sleep, bro. Like I would wake up like 2:30, 3 a.m. and you would have thought like I did a full-blown workout in my sleep.
Yo, shivering, bro. Like shivering to the point where like you laying there. I had 2 blankets on and I was freezing, bro. I'm like, nah, man. That is great. Yo, that is insane, bro. But
Listen, one thing I do want to say though, as well, is I'm so thankful now that the weather, excuse me, is starting to get
finally,
warmer.
bro.
Like I feel like this was I don't even think brutal is the correct word to use when speaking of this winter, because I thought I was gonna be good the entire winter, and then like boom, right here at the very end is when I got hit.
Got hit, kick you square in your shit. Talking about, oh, you thought you was good, bro. You know what I mean? I know the feeling, man, because most of this winter I was straight. I was good. I was straight, and then bow, bro. Nah, you think you good, bro? Whole lot. And because we talk about this all the time. The last thing to go is the cough, bro. That is terrible, bro. It's always the last thing that goes, bro.
I had a cough myself. I think for about a week it took me close to 7 days, damn
Son,
near.
this weather is on some bullish, bro.
hmm
And then you get a weather like today where it's beautiful out, you feeling yourself. Tomorrow back to being brick cold. This weather don't know what it wants to do, bro. I
That
can't.
that's the tricky part with living where we live around this time of year. Because yeah, we might get a glimpse of what spring may feel like. You might even get like a random 80-degree day.
Yeah, bro.
The problem is, you got your mornings that are sometimes still cool. You got your late nights, and then sometimes you might go from a 70-degree day
To a
down to like
30-degree day.
45, 30 even. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Cause there was a couple times where like you go somewhere, it's like 70. You like, all right, I'm gonna come out here in like some shorts and a long sleeve tee. You like, damn, son, I should have bought a hoodie. It's freezing out this mug. Son, this weather's insane. Speaking of insane, because uh this World Baseball Classic, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if it's because I'm older. I don't know if it's because I'm more sentimental. I don't know if it's because just the old like sentimental dude now in my older age. It hits different, bro. This WBC been hitting different, bro. When you hear the stories about what these guys go through and how some of these guys have full-time jobs. Like the Czech Republic team, they all had jobs, bro. Dudes was electricians, carpenters. They had like teachers. They were full-time jobs, bro. And you like, damn, like even though y'all lost all 3 games, that experience is priceless, bro.
hmm
To say you literally lived out a dream is insane to me. Like even watching a country like Israel, who granted you weren't going to win many games just because your talent level, but just to say, yo, I was on a big league mound. I did it. I was on a big league mound. That's something that nobody can take away from these dudes. I achieved a level of the dream. And you got dudes now that play in the tournament and just retire. Like they just like, oh, you know what? I lived the dream. I'm done. I'm never gonna play in the big leagues, and I understand it. But then, right, this is the part that's fun, and I want your opinion on this. In fact, I need your opinion on this. You get a dude like Lucas Ramirez, Manny's son, who looks like Manny from the left-hand side. Freakish how strong that kid is.
That's the good thing, even about some of these teams that have already gotten eliminated, is like, yeah, you won't be able to see how they could play or perform at least in the later rounds.
Yeah.
But you also get a glimpse of what you
Mhm.
might actually see at the big league level over the next couple of years, right? Like, I would not be surprised if we look up in the next however many years, and to go back to what you just said about Manny's son, at that point, probably playing
Lucas.
for a big league club, Another guy as well, you had Jose Contreras. His son was actually 17 years old, a high school student pitching for Brazil against USA, which,
And
by the way, he got a few of them out. He
he
got a
got
few guys out.
he got Aaron Judge to ground into a double play, bro.
Crazy.
Yo, 17 years old throwing 98 is just that blows the mind, bro. They were on the broadcast talking about how Mark DeRosa's son plays with this kid in Georgia.
Crazy.
Son, he plays high school baseball with this kid, and you on the mound with a bunch of big leaguers? Yo.
Going to work too. Like it's one thing to go back to what you said, Stefan, about, for some of these guys maybe not being able to play, Major League Baseball here in the US, but still just getting a shot to be able to play with these guys, even if it's just for one game, right? Like that speaks volumes.
Just to have the ability to showcase your talent, just be able to say, listen, I'm really good at this. This is what I was born to do. Like, watch me do this. Like, I'm going to be honest, I was really impressed with Lucas Ramirez. To me, Lucas Ramirez showed you it ain't going to take me long to get to the big leagues. It ain't going to take me long at all.
I mean, not especially when your dad is Manny. I mean, that makes it a little easier.
Nah, but some kids, they wilt under that pressure because your father's Manny. Yo, he hit 2 home runs and he threw somebody out at the plate.
I remember, yeah.
And I was just like, yo, that idea alone is incredible.
I want to go back to something really quickly too. Because a lot of people they chewed us up, and Stefan and I, we personally don't give a damn what people really thought, because we thought the clip still really did well. And shout out to all of you guys who are rocking with us on TikTok. If you're not, make sure you go ahead and follow us there. But the reason why I'm mentioning this now, Stefan, again, is because if you, now that the WBC is underway, the idea that you had proposed, and to go back for those of you who don't remember what I'm about to get into here, bro, it makes all the sense in the world. Now, I get it. Now, making the WBC yearly doesn't appear what Major League Baseball is trying to do here. Hence why now it's every 3 years. Wasn't it like every 4 previously, right? At one point?
In the beginning, yeah.
But the idea of flirting with, should we make the WBC the new Midsummer Classic is not a bad idea. And we had people say, the Major League Baseball All-Star Game is the last All-Star game that's still really good. And while you are right to a certain extent, it ain't the WBC. It is not the WBC, and the energy plus the ratings, right? One thing that you like to say all the time, Stefan, is what? It's a business at the end of the day. It's always about the money. So what the hell? Why can't we get more of this?
And then the thing is too, like it's not only that it's business, but it brings in ratings, like you said, and the players on the field is infectious. These players all take this serious. You have players that have come out and said, yo, this is bigger to us than a World Series. And to me, I kind of understand the sentiment. Now, some people may say that's ludicrous, that's ridiculous, you can't say that. But when you see where these guys come from in terms of their impoverished backgrounds, when you see what their homeland means to them, look at the kid that hit the home run for Puerto Rico. I can't say his name. Mm-hmm. That brother looked like he wanted to cry when he got to the plate. Like, I don't think that you can replicate that type of feeling just playing in a baseball playoff game. In fact, here's a message for Major League Baseball. You'd be smart to institute some of these rules and some of these the energy. Like, let cowbells in the ballpark. Let the atmosphere in the ballpark. Let the singing and dancing into the ballpark. Because you said it when we were texting back and forth the other day, bro. That 50,000, that 20,000 sounds like 70,000 compared to a big league game. Like, they are up. They're into the game. They sing. They chant. They every out means so much to them. So if you're a player, how do you not feed off of this? And then also back to Xavier Scruggs' point when we had the interview with him. By the way, if you didn't see that after the show, you should go check that out. You should want to put games in international markets such as Puerto Rico, such as the Dominican Republic. You should want to grow your game to the fan bases that bring that level of energy where you got major leaguers playing with such emotion, bro, that you can't, if you could bottle that up and take it, bro. That's the game, and that's why the title of tonight's show is Baseball at its Finest. Because this is baseball at its finest. The theater of baseball is being shown. The ability to say, yeah, you know what? Forget if I look like a fool. I'm putting on for my country right now. It's a different level of pride that these dudes take playing for their country.
Speaking of emotion, and I've been seeing this a lot, under the many highlights that have been coming out of this World Baseball Classic daily, right? Whether it's on defense, whether it's somebody coming up big in clutch moments. But you see a lot of people, for example, Juan Soto, he don't look this excited when he got that Met uniform on. Or Vladdy Jr., he don't be as hype as, he is right now with DR. And you see you see everybody saying it about different players, right? But those are just a couple that come to mind. And the one thing that I want to say about that is blame these organizations, literally. Because you know what? It comes from the top down, right? Because I think obviously you want players to carry themselves a certain way, and they can't try to bring the entire country into like how a team wants to like run itself. I totally get that, right? But like you said, I'm not saying allow every single thing that these guys are doing, but I think we need to start opening up, or at least allowing fans to be able to do more, or even players too. And then maybe we might get an opportunity, to be able to see this in regular season games, and we don't gotta wait till October, bro.
Talk about it. So here's the thing. I'm gonna use a phrase, and you're gonna laugh, but it's meant to be somewhat serious, but it's meant to be a joke. These games are like spiritual experiences, bro. These ain't baseball games, bro. These things are parties. These things are exercises in jubilation, right? Because I'm gonna say this. The business guy on this show, because I'm the business guy, right? I'm the guy that if it's not good business, it don't make sense. This is coming from the business guy. Don't get scared, folks. The world ain't ending because I said something good for the fans. You need to understand how pivotal that this emotion is and capitalize on it. I'll use this example. Aaron Judge hits that home run against Mexico tonight. He's holding the bat all the way till he gets damn near first base. He's turning around and he's yelling at the dugout, let's effing go. You know what I mean? Like, he's fired up. So the boys are fired up. The dugout's fired up. And you're like, you'll never see Aaron Judge do that in a game other than if it's a playoff game. This dude's doing this in the middle of what's supposed to be his spring training, and he's on every single pitch, bro. And you see him, and he just got this energy as if to say, oh, I'm here now. I'm here. We here now, right? So obviously, when you see a guy like Judge show that level of emotion, show that level of fire, right? It means something to these players. And the sad part is, I feel like baseball itself tries to diminish it. American baseball tries to diminish it way too much, because here's the final point. They're playing a kid's game, bro. Baseball is a kid's game. When they're 6, 7, 8 years old, this is the game that they're playing on the island. This is the game that they're playing when they're in Pee-wee, when they're learning to love the game. And you've played, so I'm going to ask you this. Don't you think with how hard the game is, where they say you fail 7 out of 10 times, and they consider you Hall of Fame if you do that. Don't you think with how hard this game is, you should be able to show a little bit more jubilation? You should be able to show more fire. You should be able to show a lot more happiness than what you're showing now. to me, it feels like Major League Baseball is into, oh, but you got to act like you've been here before. Why? Why do I got to act like I've been here before? That's why our ratings are going down. Because there isn't no originality. There isn't no charisma. There isn't no
Emotion.
yes, but there isn't no emotion. That's a great word. Where you're telling the kids, yo, it's all right, man. If you do good, it's all right to celebrate that. It's all right to show joy, to show passion. I'm not gonna lie. I love it when something big happens in this tournament. You saw them in Japan. Korea was crying on the field when they knew they was gonna advance, bro. Tears, and that's just advancing one round. You cannot tell me it does not matter to these players and to these fans and to these countries, bro. And this is coming from the dude that's all about this. So what that tell you? Come on, bro.
Listen, I've been enjoying it so much that I lost track after, because I think I've seen more than like 6 games already. Honestly,
Me too.
I've been averaging like 2 to 3 games a day. If I'm being honest, like
Me too.
I'll watch like 4 to 5 innings of one game. I'll go over to the next one.
Yo,
Because
yeah.
a lot of these games, and we've all seen it already, right? We saw it happen earlier today with DR and the way they beat Israel. For those of you who are probably still watching the USA versus Mexico game, I was telling Stefan before we went live tonight was the fact that I was looking forward to that game between Mexico and the US, because over the past couple of days, I kept seeing things about like, yo, Team USA hasn't been able to beat Mexico going back to 2006. So I'm like, all right, let me watch tonight. I'm watching it thinking it's going to be a great matchup. Aaron Judge, Roman Anthony, things change up quickly. I was like, all right, I'm out. On to the next. Like some of these games haven't really been all that good. But at the same time, I do want to make it very clear that, and I don't think this sounds crazy at all. So for those of you who might think I sound crazy, to hell with you, I say. But some of these games are literally Game 7 vibes, bro. Game 7 of the World Series.
Yeah.
I would say even better than that, because here in the States, once the game is over, your cheers, a walk-off, yada, yada. No, you got people in San Juan, Puerto Rico, they just walked it off, and it was a damn party after, indoors, calling folks on FaceTime. They're singing songs. Like, I love it. I love it, man.
There was a story. Shout out to Julian, because he was, shout out to Julian. We had him on. We got to have him on again just to go through the experience. Yo, they were honking cars, bro, on the highway leaving the building, bro. Honking with the congas and the maracas and singing and vibing. And I'm like, yo, this is what I need. This. And Razors makes a good point here when he says MLB is a 9 to 5 job. These guys in the WBC is fun and a flavorful experience.
Couldn't have said it any better, honestly.
That right there encapsulates exactly how me and Ivan feel about this tournament.
Another comparison I would make when it comes to how a lot of players treat baseball over here in America. Oh, this whole suit and tie business, bro. Like, we got to cut that out. I'm not saying that you got to, show your ass, for every single play that you make. But yo, I don't give a damn if you want to celebrate and we're in the middle of June. Yo, if it felt that meaningful to you, whether it be on defense or offense, yo, celebrate, bro.
By the way, there was 2 plays in the Dominican that Manny made during one of the games where he literally, bro, it's not a replay. He made the same play. He throws the backhand and he's falling to the foul line. And he throws the guy out. And behind the DR dugout, they are going crazy, bro. Do you know what he does?
I thought I was watching Manny back on Baltimore all over again, bro.
You know what he does, bro? He literally goes up to them and slaps 5 with them, and the crowd is just going crazy, bro. We baseball players also have to make themselves more available to fans. Yo, if they're gonna be that invested in you, be invested in them too. Make sure they have fun too. Don't treat it as if we too good for this. You know what I found interesting too, and I want your thoughts on this. You heard what Mark DeRozan said before the game tonight?
Mm-mm.
Yo, we got to treat this like a road game because you know there's gonna be more Mexicans in here than American fans. That right there, I'm sorry, that right there is an indictment on the American fan. How are you not out here just going absolutely crazy for your squad, bro? If I was in Houston right now, I'd be USA'd out. Flag, USA jersey, all that. Out here. Call me Captain Cripple America out here. How are you not going absolutely crazy, bro?
You know, speaking of how some of these fans and players as well have been reacting, you know, during some of these games. Listen, man, I know my pick coming into this classic was USA, and I know Stefan, same thing, Team USA. And for some of you guys as well who are watching right now, right? And shout out to all of you, but boy, listen, talent aside, DR, man, and what the energy that the fans bring. I mean, they are pulling up with everything in the kitchen, bro.
I know.
They got the plátanos, they got salami, they're coming with instruments.
I know.
They're doing all of these things that the people who at home that are watching these games, like all of us are, could relate to. Do you know how much fun that is? Like, obviously, people are gonna watch just for the simple fact that they love baseball, right? But to be able to sit there and be like, yo, this player just pulled something out that all of us have here at home.
That's a vibe, son.
It's crazy, bro.
He pulled out the plantain, the straight plátano, bro, the banana that's green, bro. He pulled it out, bro. And they partying. See, this is the thing, right? And I'm gonna admit something to you. I'm gonna admit something to all of you. You guys are all family. We all love each other here. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna admit something to you publicly. I don't think I've ever gotten lost in regular season baseball like I have in this tournament, bro. I have been lost in these games, bro. Where you put the phone down, you're not texting back and forth. You locked in on every pitch. I don't score. I don't care what the score says. Because you don't know what you might see, right? And the epitome for that is DR's up 10-1 the other day. Soto hits a regulation walk-off because they're up by more than 10 runs. By the way, they did this 3 times already in the tournament. And that crowd and that team is going crazy like they just won the tournament, bro.
You know what I loved about his reaction too? After he actually hits the walk-off and he notices that the ball is going where it needs to go, right? He points to the dugout as if like he just finished telling them like, yo, we going home. Just let me go hit because I'm sending this home.
Yeah, that's it.
And I wasn't able to pick up the words that came out of his mouth, but just simply reading his body language,
the emotions, right?
It doesn't matter, like you said, it was a blowout, right? But it doesn't matter the score, it doesn't matter the inning, it doesn't matter the count, it doesn't matter anything. Listen, it is a big freaking deal to these people, man. It really is.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. This is the best roster the USA has put together. The USA has basically built the 92 Dream Team. This is basically what they built. But with that being said, that DR team might be better. Like, in terms of, like, fear, that Dominican Republic team is terrifying.
You know what's the crazy part,
terrifying.
Too? With the energy that the Dominican Republic brings, you know, when they show up to these ball games.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, I don't even think if they get last leg, I don't think it matters if they're not, you know, having to come up in a big spot in the bottom of the ninth to walk it off, because it's already going to feel like they're the ones that are home. They could be away. They could be the home team. It doesn't matter. They are going to get the same reaction regardless. That's That's what you call really showing up for your team, no matter
That's
what.
what you call a home field advantage right there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The fun part for me is what happens if it's United States in the finals and their opponent is, I don't know. I'm just throwing the name out there. I don't know if the brackets are lining up. That Venezuela's crowd is nuts too. Don't sleep on the Venezuelan fans, because boy, and you look at that lineup, that Venezuelan lineup, terrifying.
By the way, speaking of Venezuela, not only do they have a very, very good roster, by the way, and I'm talking
That
being
lineup
able
is
to compete
serious.
with a DR, a
Yeah,
Japan, a USA, some of these other countries.
for
But
sure.
I know we just finished talking about DR. We're on Venezuela now. You know, both of these teams, their fan bases are calling each other out, right? You got DR after their game saying that, yo, we want Venezuela next. You
They
got
play Wednesday.
Venezuela saying we want DR next. Like, yo, I can't wait. I want them to beat the hell out of each other.
I'm gonna tell you this. They play Wednesday.
We here. We here, bro. We gotta be here.
Yo, watch along that night. It's happening. I don't care what you talking about. That right there. First of all, just offer the fans wanting eat the matchup. Yo, we want y'all food, y'all comida. Each side wanting each other to the point where, yo, it's smoke when we see y'all. And I'm not advocating violence, so please, please, everybody keep it civil. But if you don't think there's gonna be extra security in that ballpark just to make sure stuff don't get, you know what I mean? I'm telling you, they got Congo lines going outside the building, chanting, singing. Yo, we want it. Yo, what? Yo, son. And I'm gonna give you all the credit in the world. This guy has called it from day one, bro. He said, yo, if we come back for any matchup in the first round, it gotta be DR Venezuela. He even, the way you said it to me, I was like, nah, I don't really, I think DR handles them. But then I'm like, nah. And then I'm watching Venezuela and I hit you up. I was like, yo, I understand now, bro. Like, I see the vision. And you were saying this to me before the tournament even got cracking all the way.
Right.
You like, yo, nah, we gotta be here. That gonna be crazy, bro.
Venezuela, for those of you who don't know, and I'm not gonna go through the entire roster, right? But just a few guys that come to mind. You got Acuna, you got Jackson Churio, you got Gleyber Torres on that team. Luis Arise, by the way. Have y'all been seeing Luis Arise at the plate? Yo, all of you who any team who didn't pick him up, where was it that he went, by the way? To the Giants, right?
Yes.
Shout out to the Giants for picking him up. But any team that did not give Luis right there, that brother deserves a multi-year deal easily, bro. You see what the hell he's doing for Venezuela out there, bro?
I'm telling you, bro.
Yo, man.
Telling you, bro. And that's the beauty of him kind of telling all 30 teams, like, yo, y'all played yourself. So watch me go kick behind in this tournament. Watch me go do work, because you're gonna regret it. This brother is out here balling, and I love it. And also, you know what it allows? We get to see Salvi on the big stage one more time. Mm-hmm. We get to see cats that we don't ordinarily see on the big stage. We get to see them, bro. And that's beautiful.
And Venezuela is even though they have the guys that are in the tournament for them right now, that's another country who they don't have Jose Altuve, right? No. Pablo Lopez of the Twins.
Just got
went down with surgery. But just thinking of other guys who could have also suited up for them, just to prove my point. Like, yo, this Venezuelan team is no joke. They here to play.
And I'm gonna tell you something right now. Yo, PR is balling. Imagine if PR had Baez, Lindor, and Correa.
It would have been a wrap.
Son.
It would have been a wrap, bro.
You talking about the best of the best, bro? Oh nah, we is Voltron out here. Teams is assembling the Avengers. Who want smoke first? Because I'm here to give it to you. And
The one thing that I do want to say about Puerto Rico too, and this is regarding their pitching, right? And I know Julian had told us about, Elmo Rodriguez, who I
he
believe
pitched well
pitched
tonight.
tonight, right,
He
against
pitched
Cuba.
really well. He pitched
They've got
really
Seth
well.
Lugo as well and some other brothers. But the
Yeah.
reason why I'm mentioning that is because that pitching for Puerto Rico, boy, have they done a hell of a job.
They
You
shown
think
up.
about the offense that they weren't able to put together for this offense, of course, for insurance issues or whatever the case may be. But they are making the best out of what they have going for themselves right now, and it looks good.
It does look good, and they just got all types of vibes and the mojo, and I don't know if it's the blonde hair. I don't know what happens to those brothers, but they get the ball in. Speaking of ball in and crazy stats, did you see the stat that popped up during this USA game tonight?
Nah, I might have missed it.
37 strikeouts versus 2 walks for the entire tournament.
Oh,
They walked 2 guys the entire tournament, bro.
that's crazy.
I don't even know how to quantify that. We haven't even seen Joe Ryan yet. We haven't even seen Noah McLean yet. And you know how you know it does something to these players? Because Scuba was sitting there in the clubhouse the other night going, yo, I might have to call the Tigers and move some stuff around. Now, he ultimately decided to go back to his team, free agency. We get why. But to know that you thought about it long enough to be like, hey, man, I really want to be a part of this. And did you hear what he said? If the boys advance, I'm going to be in the dugout for the semifinal and final. So even if I'm not pitching, I got to be a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And he already said, yo, sign me up for the next classic. And when the Olympics are here in 2028, I'm throwing.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm throwing. I wonder if Skeens now goes back to the Pirates and says, I need one more start. I need one more. Just to feel this atmosphere. Because I think Team USA's pitching takes a hit without those 2 brothers being there. But if you could get Skeens to throw one more time, that just elevates Team USA even more. Like it makes them tougher to beat. Because he was good tonight. And he only threw 4 innings. Imagine you tell him you could go 70 pitches, 75 pitches, and you could get deeper into a game. That's crazy, bro.
I think that is what he wants to do. Like, because I know you did mention the Pirates, and who knows if maybe he and the Pirates are. I'm sure they are having constant discussion throughout this tournament. The longer he continues to suit up for Team USA, but there was an interesting piece I think that had came out earlier today. I saw where Paul Skeens was kind of talking to like little league players. It was a message that went out. Did you see that, Stefan? Did anybody in the chat see that, where he was basically just talking about like the love of the game and having the opportunity to be able to play for Team USA? I think he gets another shot, right? And I think even if the Pirates were to say, hey, listen, man, we've seen enough, we kind of want you back here. Paul Skeens does appear to be the kind of player where I think he might put his foot down and be like, yo, you gotta let me go back. We know that moment where pitcher's arguing with his manager, like, the manager wants to pull you. We've seen it happen in big moments, playoff games, you name it, every single time. And a lot of pitchers are kind of like, all right, your job is to be able to, look after me and not allow me to put myself in situations that could sometimes tarnish a pitcher, right? But you got certain players where they're like, yo, I'm sorry, but there's no way you can pull me. There's no way you can't let Paul Skeens get that second start in the Classic.
This is
that was it right there. Yes. Thank you for that, Rick.
Speaking of interesting, Mexico, it's 5-2. Mexico got runners on first and second, 2 outs in the 6th.
Hold up now. Mexico said, not yet.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, I can't call none of these games, bro. These guys got too much pride, bro. Because here's the thing: if you lose in this tournament and you go down soft, we can't go back home. They're gonna look at us like we crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy, bro.
Yo, by the way, Chef Mamba, I see your comment here. DR winning this whole thing. Listen, man, I love the roster. I love the energy that Dominicans bring to the ball games, as I mentioned. But he's in Florida, right? Aren't you in Florida, Chef Mamba?
You supposed to be going to a few of these games, right?
Yeah, bro. Yo, did you go to any games? Do you plan on going to any games? I mean, I did read earlier today that the demand for tickets to go see Team DR
is insane.
It's like beyond what's happening for some of these other teams. Not to say that these countries don't have their people showing up, because they all do. But listen, I think Dominicans, they want to be in the building as much as they can.
He's in there. He said he's in there.
Friday. Whoa, okay.
Wow. All right.
Yo, we need a story time. Whenever we do a show, I mean, we're going to be here on Wednesday for Venezuela DR. But after that, we got to make sure we get what your experience was like, bro.
Of course. And no disrespect, Chef, because you family, brother, but I oh, it's his birthday. We lit.
Oh, yo, happy early birthday, bro. That's what's up.
Word. But Team USA is gonna have to take you out before you get to the championship. I just gotta let you
know. Yo, I'm not all that mad with the friendly reminders, bro. But yo, listen, if I could fast forward to a Japan DR finals right now or USA DR right now, I would do it. But at the same time, some of these other teams still look like they have a shot. So we got to see.
You know who I'm going to tell you not to sleep on? And I'm going to sound crazy saying this. Don't sleep on Italy. Don't sleep on Italy. There's some about that Italian team. I don't know what they putting in them espresso machines, but them brothers is out here balling.
They got, I know Arenola's on the team. I think Vinny Pasquantino from the Royals, I believe, is on Team Italy. Who I think there's another guy from the Royals, if I'm not mistaken.
Jack Caglione's on the team.
Yes, the rookie. Yeah. Right. Shrek, how you feel about your boys suiting up for Team Italy?
Listen, no, I got love for you, Chef, but since we can't take you out in the finals, we taking you out before that. So I just want to let you know. We're gonna be playing the national anthem real loud, right when we take you out.
Here's what I would say to you about that, Stefan. While USA certainly has a shot to take any of these countries out,
because to me, the United States is the only team that could take them out. Nobody else.
Of course, nobody else. Here's what I want to say though: the fans who show up for Team USA as the tournament progresses, you got to make sure you bring that energy. If you don't got it, boy, are you missing a key component to what these WBC games bring. I'm telling you.
I agree with you. The fans of USA have to bring the energy, especially when you're going up against that DR squad. And it's all love. We don't really. I mean, whoever wins, and we're all happy because it means we get to talk baseball. So I'm cool. But as an American, I would love to see DR United States for a chance to go to the championship. Because you can't play them in the championship because we're not. I think we're on the same side of the bracket.
Right. I hear you. Yeah.
So, listen. Whoever wins, cool. I just need y'all to do one thing for me. Team Japan, y'all got to get put night.
Yo, I'm glad you mentioned Team Japan because I have to be honest. While I have seen so many games, and I know you also said that you've seen a bunch as well, Stefan, I haven't been able to sit down and watch too much of Japan, Korea, Chinese Taipei, all those games. And you can't blame me, folks. I mean, these guys are freaking playing ball games when I'm like on my second dream, bro.
Nah, me too. Nah, I'm out of here. Yeah.
Now, Stefan, in the past, back in our college days, I think he's crazy enough to say, like, yo, I was up at the ass crack of dawn watching. But I'm not doing that, bro, right? Especially when you now that we're back doing, our regular show, like, yo, we come on after 9:30 at night, and if I have my son, sometimes even at 10 o'clock. What do I look
Mhm.
like doing the show till damn near midnight, waking up at 4:30 in the morning to watch a game overseas? Listen, I love baseball, but even I know how to, just pipe it down a bit.
So I'm gonna be the weirdo. I'm gonna be the exception to the rule. No, I did not get up at 5 for any of these games. But do you remember when the season started in Japan the last 2 years?
Mhm.
Who was up for those games, bro? With the alarm on, Lester coming in, yo, what you want for breakfast? Already on my like third bottle of water, bugging out. This guy's crazy. Yo, I turned it on in the seventh inning. I'm like, yo, I've been here since first pitch. He like, you bugging, bro. But getting up at 5 is different, bro. That's a different level of dedication. I can't do it no more. I'm an old man now, son. Nah, I'm good.
By the
Listen,
way,
if
how
DR
about
wins,
go
I'm
ahead.
cool. If DR wins, to get back to Chef Mamba's point, I'm cool. Because if DR wins, that means you happy. That means we all get to celebrate with you.
Yeah, I wanted to highlight what Chef Mamba here said about Junior Caminero. He's coming up to the plate, and it doesn't matter what you throw that man, and he's unbelievable right now. And
Yeah, he's hot.
that's the other thing about Team DR too, right? Like, you got him, you got Tatis, who had, I think, like 6 RBIs earlier today.
Vladdy went crazy the other day.
Vladdy going crazy. You got
O'Neal
Juan Soto
Cruz.
calling home runs. O'Neal Cruz is one of their bench players, bro, and he got 2 homers already in this classic.
Yo, O'Neal Cruz hitting the ball 450 feet is insane, son.
You got what's the fella from I think he pitches for the Brewers, Uribe, the
Oh,
reliever.
yeah.
He's coming in throwing
Throwing a
triple digit
billion.
sinkers, and I'm like, yo, this is unbelievable. It's almost unfair, right?
Literally,
It
yeah.
really is, because I remember we were talking the other day briefly through text,
Mhm.
and I think we were talking during the Nicaragua versus Dominican Republic game. And the first couple of innings into that game, remember Juan Soto, he botched the ball, I think,
Yeah.
and that allowed Nicaragua to get a couple of runs in. And it was like,
Mhm.
yo, it's a country like that, considering they don't have the same talent, you have to capitalize on moments like that. One, right? But at the same time, it sucks to say this, especially if you're a fan of some of these countries that are already out or bound to get eliminated any day now. Listen,
Mhm.
you just have no shot, man. Because you can almost call it. Like, I was watching that game and I was like, listen, Nicaragua, it was fun while it lasted, but
But
for
DR
DR,
was
it's
about to
it's
do
like the push
something,
of
yeah.
a button, bro.
Yeah.
The push of a
Mhm.
button, the flip of a switch. It is that easy.
So this is how I feel about this game right here. It's 5-2. But Judge hits another yah here. It's 7-2, and then you start feeling like, uh-oh. You know what I'm saying? Like he gets an RBI right here. This place is gonna go absolutely crazy. And it's like you need those momentum at bats. The WBC is about momentum. When you got momentum, you gotta seize it, bro. You know what? I look at DR as like a basketball team, right? Because when they hit home runs, it's like shooting threes. 3-run shot, grand slam, 3-run shot. We don't hit solo shots, bro.
It was I kind of feel like it was like the Warriors in their prime. You remember
Yeah.
when the Warriors, like, they used to only play 3 quarters back in the days, bro. The fourth quarter didn't matter. Curry was sitting down, Clay was down, because they
Durant.
don't shot you out the arena.
Yeah, bro.
For real.
And the thing that Team USA got to contend with to answer chefs to bring it back here, that's a big loss, bro. Not having school win schemes down the stretch is huge. Because now you're rolling with subpar pitching. As Kyle
You,
Schwarber hits a rock into the center field gap,
one,
but it's run
one
down.
thing I do want to ask, and I don't even have an answer to this myself, so hopefully I could kind of like come up with one as we get into this. By the way, guys, make sure you like tonight's video, man. It kind of feels like the show just started. We're like 50 minutes in, but the energy is just a little different, you know. Like
Yeah, word.
Stefan and I, we're workaholics, right? Like we got to do freaking 3 shows, which you never know. With our crazy selves, we just might do it
We
this week,
might.
next week.
We might. Yeah.
But now that we're back, you know, there's a different feel, you know, and I think being able to interact with you guys and seeing everything that you guys are saying, as the show progresses here tonight, it's a great feeling. So I just wanted to, I had a moment there where I was like, yo, we haven't done this in a while. And you know, I want to make sure I cherish the hell out of it, you know.
Oh yeah, nah, yeah, bro. There's something about Japan though. Japan scares the ish out of me, bro. Otani scares me. Otani's a Martian that's not from this planet, bro.
You know who's been playing really well for Japan? Seiya Suzuki.
And Yoshida.
Yes.
Well, Red Sox fans wanted to burn at the stake. You wanted to hang this brother in effigy, and look at him now. Incredible.
That has to suck. I gotta be honest. And Jules, we see you here. Shout out to you. It must suck that he is going out there to perform as well as he has to this point in the tournament now for Team Japan. And Red Sox fans have been waiting all along since, you know, they brought him on board. Like,
yeah,
that's the Yoshida we gave the deal to. Could you bring that energy back with you?
I mean, please. What do we got to do? We got to have a Japanese sensei with you at all times, bro.
But this is to go back to something that we had already touched on earlier tonight. You know, it's the feeling is different, bro. You know, it's all about energy. You got the fans, you're around your people. You know, I think being able to feel like you're at home plays a big role in you being able to, what I would say, play to your full potential for some of these guys, right?
For sure, yeah. Or even go above it. Because that energy is different. Like, you got a lot of guys that are like they're playing above their heads right now. You know, like Nolan turning back the clock defensively like he's playing 10 years ago, bro.
Yeah, I've seen
like
him.
Look
make
at
a
Nolan. I was
plays.
like, yo, woo, bro.
He made a nice play, I think, earlier today, and it was bang bang, bro. But
he got him.
He looked so confident doing it. He made another play, I think, a couple of days ago in foul territory. It reminded me of
the shoulder,
on the Rockies again. I was like, yo, this is it, man. This is really it. One thing I do want to ask is, who do you guys think out of the teams that we know are really good, right? USA, Japan, DR, Venezuela. You could even throw Mexico in the mix if you want, right? I'm not mad at that. Puerto Rico. Right. Like we're like 5-6 teams deep here, right? But out of all of those teams, and I would kind of exclude, you know, maybe Mexico and Puerto Rico just a bit, because while they do look good, it wouldn't surprise me if they get bounced.
Yeah, word.
But the top 4, though, that top 4 in USA, DR, Japan, Venezuela, who do you pick to have to get eliminated? Because you do know it's going to happen at some point. Like, we do have to get there eventually.
Honestly, I think the first team that goes is Venezuela.
Venezuela?
Yeah, because the lack of pitching depth is big time. Like, you see it. Like, they got to be in the bullpen in, like, the 4th inning. The more you keep running out of bullpen, because these games are like playoff games, bro. The more we see you, the more predictable you get, right? And Venezuela doesn't have the starting depth to be able to say, we're going to match you 0 for 0. Where DR got starters, the United States got starters. Even with Skeens and Scuba leaving, you still got depth. So it's like Venezuela's the first team. And PR. I would say PR and Venezuela are the first 2 teams that get eliminated due to the lack of depth.
Yeah.
I just think it's going to be too much for them, bro, because you're asking them to cover more innings this time of year too than they're used to during if it was later in the year, then maybe. Just tough.
I think in Venezuela's case, as you mentioned, I think offensively, and we mentioned a couple of guys here tonight on the show, right? But offensively, I think they could go toe to toe with some of these other countries. But like you said, it's the pitching, right? And
Mm-hmm.
for Puerto Rico, for example, the pitching has looked good for them, right? But their issue is the offense.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wouldn't be surprised if Puerto Rico runs into a situation where they might end up getting eliminated because they just aren't scoring enough runs. And that has happened already with some of these countries in the tournament. Like
Mm-hmm.
one country who I thought was fun to watch early on was Australia. I was like, wait, hold up now. I know Australians could play some damn baseball.
Yo,
But then
into it.
I saw they're now eliminated because of not being able to score enough runs. And that's the tricky part, right? Like some of these countries are big league players top down, right? Like you name it, they've all sniffed, what the air smells like at the big league level. But then we've talked about some of these other countries where you got dudes who were just sitting inside of a high school classroom yesterday.
Yeah.
So that's the beauty, I guess, of the World Baseball Classic too.
Well, this is new name here. We didn't see this name before.
No, we haven't. I don't
Shout out to you,
recognize it.
bro. Shout out to you. Go DR. DR is definitely making a statement. We see you. You and Chef Mamba can hang out with each other.
Look at that. They even here in the chat, bro. They show up to every game. They're here in the chat, bro. I would not be surprised. And I know the tournament is not going to last that long, but for however many shows that we're still going to do here covering this World Baseball Classic, I wouldn't be surprised if the Dominicans come in here and they flood the comments, bro.
And you know what? We'd love to have you. So welcome to the family. Hit the comment, hit the like, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for stopping by. I said just for you, bro, because you just walked in. Your lineup is straight terrifying. I said it earlier. I say it again. That DR lineup is terrifying, bro.
For real.
Terrifying. Like if I'm an opposing manager, I'm in the dugout thinking, damn, yo, where the Tums at? Where the Pepto at? The amount of acid reflex, bro, that you're gonna get in these games. I need a bottle, the big bottle of Tums. I need it in the dugout with me, bro.
Yo, how about some of these oh wow, look at that comment, bro.
What, bro?
Picasso, right?
Yeah, bro.
Yes! Yo, Vic, shout out to you, bro. Yo, it just threw me off, but I love the fact that you're here, bro. Because I remember
crazy, bro.
It's been a while, but Stefan and I, we would have conversations about our days back at WKRB. And yo, you've came up in some of our conversations, and we've asked like, yo, remember Vic, bro? Y'all wonder how he's doing, bro. And yo, what a better time. What a great time for you to pull up, bro. Because I know you're Dominican. I remember some of the conversations that we used to have when it came to baseball and just about music too, right? Yo, glad to see you, bro. Thank you. For real.
Hit that like and sub to the channel, bro. For real. Just keep in touch, man. For real. Wow, that's crazy, bro. That is so, like, that just threw me, bro. That's how you know we've been doing this for a long time. When you got Vic pulling up and we haven't heard from Vic in a hot minute, son, that's crazy, bro.
Did I just freeze? Because I was about to get into my point and my screen just went black.
Nah, you good,
right?
Nah, you good, bro.
But
good.
I wanted to get into some of these celebrations, right? Because you got Team Italy. They're in the dugout. Francisco Savelli calling the shots. They're taking shots of espresso with something big.
Doing the double kiss like mobsters.
You got Team DR. They got the dumbbell wrapped in chains and plátanos, and they over there like this. Yo, it's amazing to see. You got Team Japan, right? And suddenly they looking like the Japanese version of John Cena over there, talking about like, you can't see me.
I love it, bro.
I'm enjoying what all of these countries are doing, bro. I know some others have been celebrating in their own way too.
Like the USA got the sledgehammer. If you notice, when everybody hits a home run, they do like the forearm sledgehammer thing where they sledgehammer each other. It's dope.
See, I'm not gonna lie, bro. If I had
It's
to
dope.
rank them, I'm ranking that one like fourth, fifth,
It is
bro.
it's last, but
It don't got that energy,
it
bro.
don't got
Like
that.
I want to be able to watch the celebration, and just by sitting at home watching the game, I feel like I'm celebrating with y'all, bro.
For real.
That's how I want to feel.
For real. For real, you right. Nah, for real, bro. For definitely.
Listen, I know you just we just caught up with each other again. But just to kind of let you know, Vic, we're maniacs when it comes to this right here, bro. And you remember how we used to work in college, bro.
It's worse
But
now, bro.
yo, this right here, man, this is like an IV being put into you. This is we brought back steroids. This is baseball on steroids again.
We brought back steroids is crazy, bro.
For real, yo, that's what this platform, when you think about how we cover the game and showing love here, showing love there, but he knows that when it comes to us, bro, and that's the good thing about the rest of you who we've met a long way too is you guys have been able to get a feel for Stefan and I and the love that we have that it comes to baseball just by through the screen, through the mic.
Man, I love it. I wouldn't want to do anything else but this. Like, I wish people understood. Kyle Rowley, 6'2" USA, the big dumper has entered the chat. Kyle Rowley, did they call that a foul ball? They call that a foul ball, bro?
That's crazy.
I thought he hit a bomb just now.
What inning are they in?
Bottom 7.
Bottom 7. Okay. Yeah, I think that game might be a wrap, bro.
Oh, wow. They called that it's a foul ball. It's a foul ball, bro. Barely. No, it hit the screen. It hit the screen. Somebody challenge this, please. It hit the screen.
So it's a fair ball.
They're not challenging it, bro. I'm pretty sure I saw the ball hit the screen, bro. That's crazy, bro. How you don't challenge that? Yo, that's insane, bro.
Yo, by the way, speaking of challenges and some of the things that have been to the game of baseball over the past few years, some of those things don't apply, right? Like there's no ABS, there's ain't no challenging balls and strikes and all that stuff. It's whatever the umpire calls, like it's gonna remain.
Like old school.
I like that to a certain extent too, because listen, Major League Baseball, you could do whatever you want with your product, but these other countries don't necessarily have to be following that because I think, that's how well, not that I think that we all know actually, baseball has always been played that way. There was none of this, no reviews, no clocks, none of that. It was just play baseball. If you need a sec, take a sec. But other than that, we here to play.
Because that feels very old school. I'm gonna miss a call. It's gonna happen. I'm a human being. Don't kill me. And I like the challenge system, but I also feel like it's a cop out for umpires. Because now you can get more calls wrong.
But here's the thing, too, though. What's the point of us knowing that they're gonna be wrong as often as they do, but then you don't get penalized? Like they just continue to get away with these things. Now, I'm not saying that you got to be 100% calling these games. Absolutely not.
It's too hard.
What happens? Because I'm sure there's like a threshold where there's got to be like a certain percentage that you have to reach before I'm sure Major League Baseball is calling you at night like, yo, hold on now. We got to talk. But I think the same thing in the NBA too, right? I think refs, umps across all sports, especially if you are that bad, with replay, with challenges, with whatever you call it these days. What happens to these guys for being wrong so often? I really want to know.
That's an interesting point. Like, this is why I say there should be a system where if you get a certain amount of calls wrong throughout the year, the next year you gotta go to the minor leagues.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that. I stand on it because you're ruining the product. Your wrong calls can cost somebody a game. What if that one game you blew, they can't make the playoffs now because of that? What do you tell them then? It's really sad that nobody sees how important all of this is. And I've said this to you. Let one of these classic games get determined by bad umpiring, bro. You see how fast they change the rules. Quick, fast, with no hesitation either. What do you think?
I don't know if I'm going too far by stating this, but I think umpires in this WBC have looked better than certain umpires that we've seen call playoff games in October.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously. Now, some have been bad because I have watched some of these games and I'm like, brother, what in the world did you call him back there? But at the same time, I do want to give them some credit because, listen, I'm sure you could relate to this, Stefan. This kind of feels like 2026 with us starting our year, right? Our year of having to cover baseball. Forget the
Mm-hmm.
regular season with the 162 and all that. That's
Yeah,
a given, right? That's obvious. October baseball is where it really begins here.
it
But
ratchets
to,
up.
to be able to kind of have that early, I feel like this is October 2.0 for us right now. Like, I
Yeah,
know it's been a while since the Dodgers won the World Series, but at the same time, the energy, like watching those games versus watching these right now in the middle of March,
very similar.
bro. Ain't nobody can tell me we not in postseason form right now.
I'm telling you, yeah, you kind of have to be.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of, and you can't take these games for granted because one mistake could be it. Like, even the way you cover the game, you can't. You got to be real sure with how you cover these games.
Mm-hmm. And it's not a series, right? I know we're so accustomed to 3-game series, 4-game series, 5-game series, whatever the case may be. But yo, these games, you're one and done. Like if you
Mhm.
if you lose tonight, if you just so happen to be a team that is in a predicament where if you lose tonight or tomorrow, you're out.
It's a wrap. Yeah,
Ain't no best of 5, best of 7. Yo, first to win 4 games. Yo, bro, if you don't bring it for that 1-game matchup, that's it.
and that's why these games are more anxiety filled, right? Because you go from we got time to nah. Now you got to figure out who's starting this game, who's the first reliever out the bullpen, who's your first player off the bench, how your lineup is configured. Boy, it changes the whole equation.
Mm-hmm.
And this shows you how good these managers are. Like, if DR or the United States win this championship, Mark DeRosa and Albert Pujols are going to get jobs tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that because it shows you can manage under pressure. Because I think managing 162 is easy.
Right.
That's a piece of cake. Now you got to manage a do or die game for the next week. Now we know who can manage or not.
You know who else has to add another name to that list there? Yadier Molina for Puerto Rico. I mean, we've talked about it several times here on the show. I'm sure you guys have seen it across other platforms too. But
Mhm.
when you think about the guys and the leaders, right, that they don't have on that team, yo, Yadier Molina, man, like I'm sure, with having to make some of those decisions, he probably feels like he's still behind home plate calling the shots, right?
Mhm.
Especially when you are the underdog and you don't have as much talent as some of these other countries. But the one thing, and I've said this before, you got to give PR their credit, man. They remind me of, and I might sound crazy saying this, right? But you see how in Major League Baseball you got teams such as the Rays.
They're like the Brewers. They're like the Brewers. They're like
teams that don't have like the funds and some of the other things that these teams are capable of having, which is why we see them at, you know, the biggest stage of them all year in, year out. But also, you know, still saying, you know what? We're professionals at the end of the day. And it doesn't matter who you have suiting up on the other side.
No.
We're going to give you guys all we got. And so are the fans too.
But that's what makes it beautiful though, right? Because this tournament is literally David versus Goliath. It's like, yo, kill or be killed, B. I'm coming in here. I don't care what I got to do. We winning this game. You got to love it. You got to love that. Because that's baseball. I think baseball is the one sport. I think baseball and hockey are the two sports that you could get in by the skin of your teeth and you could go all the way to the championship, bro.
Yes.
I don't think football's like that because you got to have a good quarterback, and I don't think basketball's like that because you got to have the talent. Where baseball, you get hot for a month, bro, you could win the chip. Don't get no better than that. Shrek with an interesting question here. At one point, we thought he was, yes.
Yeah, I remember for those of you who saw the Heath Bell interview, I believe that was one of the things that we had spoken to him about at the time, right? And even he said he was surprised because he was like, wait, he met with the Padres for how long? And you telling me he came out of that meeting without the job? That's insane.
Which goes to show you the game has become too analytical now. Look at these games. These games are played off a field, bro. And you can see it.
Yo, how about this comment here by Jules? He says,
Duran again, 5-3. Duran again, his second home run of the game.
Hold on now, Matt. I counted them out. Mexico's heating up. So Jules, by the way, shout out to you for being with us here tonight. He is a fellow Red Sox fan. And he says, give me an ex-catcher anytime. Fire Cora, hire Yachty. Wow. Yo, those are bold words, man. Alex Cora, he's something special these days, or at least I thought.
Wow. What makes you say that, Jules? I'm curious.
Right. Because Cora, if I had to make a list of like some of my favorite managers, I think Cora, he's on that list. But the thing is, we haven't seen Yachty do it at the big league level. I think he could do it for sure. But I certainly want him to at least get a job before we, you know, start having that conversation. But Stephen, you've always said this, you know, for years. Catchers make really good managers.
They make the best managers because they see everything.
Look at who's managing the Guardians. I don't know if the Guardians go on the run that they went on last year to win the Central and make as much noise as they did if they didn't have Stephen Vogt as their manager, former catcher.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, he says Cora has no pitching IQ. Okay. So we got, you said 5-3 over there. And what inning now?
5-3, top 8.
Wow. That game ain't over yet.
Getting
that game
late
is
early.
not over yet.
United States, you play around, you could get beat right here.
You could. By the way, speaking of Mexico, man, I love me some Mexican food. I know you do, Steph, and there's a spot that you've been telling me about for the longest that's by you. I still haven't tried it. Yo, bro, I think it's enough talking about it now. I have to go over there because I love me some damn Mexican food, brother. So listen, I love your mom's cooking. But I gotta try the Mexican joint, bro. I gotta try it.
Yo. I'm telling you, we on sidebar. I had it last week.
Ah, damn.
Yo, weep worthy, bro. Weep worthy, bro.
What do you get again? I know you told me, but I forgot.
Get the grilled chicken burrito with everything, bro.
Gotcha.
The pico de gallo, the rice, the oh, oh.
Anybody else here in the chat big fans of Mexican food?
The salsa roja with the chipotle mayo on the side, bro.
Oh, I'm a hot sauce lover, bro. Give me the spiciest one you got. Give me the mild one. Give me the whatever. Listen, if sometimes they got even different colors, right? They got a green one, a red
And they
one,
got
an
the red
orange
one.
one.
I don't
Sometimes
do
they
the
might even have one that's like dark brown too.
nah, I don't do the green. The green I didn't learn. The green is too far for brother.
See, we're on opposite ends here because I'm trying to go to the furthest extent when I eat Mexican food. I'm crazy, bro.
You could go. I'm not going with you. You walking that place
Now,
by yourself.
I will say though, sometimes, for those of you who do like spicy food, you could sometimes be in situations where you're regretting it the very next day, if you know what I mean. But I love me some hot sauce. I had to put that out there.
Forget the next day. You regretting it on the drive back. Hoping you can make it, bro. Just hoping you can make it, bro. He's sticking with Matthew Boyd a little bit too long here. I'd have pulled him. Like, you sticking with him way too long.
By the way, guys, for those of you who are here, we've kind of have gotten into everything at this point. I mean, the only other thing is Jesus Luzardo. He signed that. It was a 5-year extension, Stefan, right? With
5
the Phillies?
years, 135. And they locked him up early.
How much? You said 5 at 135, right?
5 at 135, yeah.
No, shout out to him, man, because for those who have been keeping up with Jesus Luzardo since he came up, I remember him, in his early days with the Athletics.
Marlins. Yeah.
And he went to the Marlins.
Wow, you said Athletics. I remember him in Oakland.
He started in Oakland. Well, they're not in Oakland anymore. I don't know what the hell is their name. Seriously,
Vegas. The Vegas.
The Vegas or the wannabe Vegas A's.
the nomad Vegas Oaklanta,
bro.
Everything else A's, bro. Like,
so he started there. Then, as you mentioned, he goes to the Marlins, and I think he had a couple of seasons there where you started to see him really become, a better starter. And then now with Philly, you saw the season he had last year. It kind of looked like at one point he was falling off of a cliff, or he did, I would say, because he looked like damn near a Cy Young candidate at one point. And then it was like, yo, what the hell happened to this guy? But, ultimately, I think the Phillies, believe in him enough to the point where they see him as somebody who they could put alongside Christopher Sanchez. And, as bad as this extension has been to this point, Aaron Nola, you've mentioned it a couple of times. What the hell happened to him? Because you imagine if he gets it going again, Christopher Sanchez, who, by the way, he didn't look too good in that start. I don't know who it was that DR was playing, but he didn't look too good.
Was it
I forgot who it was.
It was Hispanic.
Was it against Nicaragua?
I think it was, yeah. Or it might have been the Netherlands.
Right.
It might have been one of those two, but he got roughed up.
Yeah. But that's gonna be interesting to watch over the next couple of years for Philly, though, with that rotation now. It's gonna be good.
What that shows me is that's just Dave Dombrowski being Dave Dombrowski, extending guys when you really want to, like, because they didn't have to, but they figure, why let him go to free agency? And $35 million a year sounds accurate for what he's able to do, for his pedigree, for how young he is. 35 makes sense.
And they had to do something like this too, especially when you look at another lefty who was on the Phillies last season, but no longer in Ranger Suarez, right? Ranger Suarez is now with the Boston Red Sox, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So you don't want to have, yet another lefty, one of your better pitchers at that leaving again, right? So it kind of makes sense. But at the same time, we've talked about this core, right? With Schwarber and Harper and all of these guys getting older.
Realmuto.
Listen, I don't know how many more years we're gonna keep saying this, but the time is now. If you're Philly, man, the time is now.
See, you're nice. I think the window's already closed.
Damn. Stephen likes to slam that window shut. I like to leave it open just to crack, some fresh air. Stephen's like, nah, man, full blown AC.
On the highest value. Know what I mean? Does Mexico make this a game or what?
Listen, you know what? I'm gonna say that they may be able to tack on another run here. Got one on, right? One out.
Yeah, Griffin Jackson in the game now.
Yo, how about Randy Arozarena, man? Like, he's from Cuba, but I think he's got like citizenship in Mexico, and that's why he was able to like turn his life around. For those of you who don't know about his story, boy, he really reps Mexico as if that's really Cuba for him, bro. That's love.
Like, that word.
Like he's there signing jerseys, he's there crossing the arms. The fans are also crossing the arms too. Like, they love him. It's like, yo, you're not. We know where you're really from, but the way you embrace us is how we want to embrace you in return.
Yeah. Tearing his ACL. That's big.
I did not hear about that. Wow.
Yeah. Done for the season. Braves need pitching. Alex Anthopoulos, you played yourself.
It was out there. Out there. You had even mentioned, a couple of times throughout the off season. When I think back to all of the episodes that we did, you was like, yo, the Braves, they need to be able to add on, because you got, while the ceiling is high in having Chris Sale and a Spencer Strider, both of those guys are very injury prone, and for you to not want to add on to what you already have in that rotation,
almost,
I kind of feel like you're playing a dangerous game there,
Yeah.
Because what happens if one of these two guys misses a significant amount of time?
Like Joey Wentz was supposed to be the fifth starter. Now Joey Wentz is not pitching at all this year. Like, you should have went out and got you a fifth starter, and the fact that you didn't, just it can go that quick.
And even if they didn't make like this crazy signing, right? They
get out of it. Double play. They got a double play. They get out of it. Team USA survives.
That's huge, bro.
Wow, bro.
That's huge. But yeah, even if they didn't go after, the big name pitchers that were available, right? Like, you still, I think, what did I see the other day? I think Max Scherzer, like, he's going back to the Blue Jays, if I'm not mistaken, right? Like, you had a couple of guys who,
Zach Gallen was out there for the longest time. You didn't do nothing.
Yeah, it could have just been like, yo, here, it's worth a shot, right? Because I think when I look up and down that Braves roster, yo, call me crazy, but they're still talented enough to make the playoffs. I know the Phillies and the Mets look like better teams, but the Braves, they're still really good, man. I think the Braves' issue is health
and pitching. Pitching is ultimately going to decide who does what, and that's the sad part.
Yeah.
Like, I'll leave you with this thought, right? Like, to me, I've always said you need 10 pitchers to play 162 games just because people are going to get hurt. The Braves don't even have 4 right now you can go to. Their lack of depth is frightening. It's devastating.
You know what I think they might have to do at some point this season? They might have to get rid of one of those bats for an arm, bro. You might have to.
Be careful. You sound like me now. Braves country come. Braves country gonna come for you. Braves country, I didn't do it. They line him up now. I didn't do it. Y'all can line him up. I didn't say it.
Really think about it though, bro. We just talked about them not wanting to spend the money, right? And the pitching was available. It's not like it wasn't. It was out there. And now that the regular season is right around the corner, and all of these guys, for the most part, have found homes, it's like, Well, if you're serious about the Braves wanting to be in that conversation on, yo, do they have a shot in the National League East? Do they have a shot in the National League period? They might have to make a trade. They might have to.
You might have to make two.
But then again, it depends on how serious they are, right? Because
But
I could say that and then, maybe something else happens.
who knows? I know one thing. This show is fun, but this show's over. I had a blast. So what's today? Today's Monday?
Monday, yeah.
Wednesday night, right?
Wednesday night. I think what time is that game at? Is it 8?
Let's look it up just to be safe.
Yeah, let's see. I think it's let me see. DR versus Venezuela. We got March 11th, Wednesday at 8 p.m. All right, so we'll be on maybe like 9:30 around there. We're not gonna get on at 8, but
9 is good because I know you gotta, we both gotta like do some things
yeah.
before then. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, 9
And
is good.
also these games kind of go by quickly too. Like, depending on how they end, whether it be a
Not with the
mercy
way
rule.
DR be hitting the ball.
Right.
We gonna be here for a minute, bro.
Right. Listen, I do want to say though, I hope DR does not mercy rule Venezuela. I would be highly disappointed. I mean, because I'm looking for a bloodbath. I want them to go to full 12 rounds. I don't want it to be a good fight and then what at like the 6th inning you got DR like smacking the ball out the damn park. Like, listen, I want a great matchup. And I hope you guys pull up too, right? Whether you're Dominican, Venezuelan, American. Listen, I don't care where the hell you're from. Make sure you pull up on Wednesday. We're gonna be
For
here.
sure.
I ain't got nothing else to say, Stefan. I don't know if you do, but take it away.
We ain't got to go home, but we got to get the hell up out of here. So peace, y'all. Have a good night.